There are stories that make us rethink everything we believe about money, success, and financial security. And one of the most famous stories in the world is the story of Mike Tyson. At the peak of his career, Tyson was earning money at a level most people can only imagine. More than $300 million from boxing alone. He was a global superstar, a cultural icon, and a symbol of unstoppable power. Yet in 2003, he stood in front of the media and declared bankruptcy, carrying more than $30 million in debt. How does someone who earned over $300 million end up with nothing? The answer has nothing to do with his ability to earn. It has everything to do with how he spent. Tyson kept Bengal tigers as pets. He purchased mansions with close to 30 rooms. He hired more than 150 staff members, including roles that barely had meaning, like people whose only job was folding his clothes. He bought luxury cars, jewelry, and designer items without tracking or planning. No budgeting, no financial structure, no restraint, no long-term strategy. And the truth is, many of us today are living a smaller version of the same lesson. We are not struggling because we do not earn enough. We struggle because we do not truly understand how money works. And eventually, even hundreds of millions could not sustain that lifestyle. Later, Tyson admitted one of the most honest sentences ever spoken about money. "I did not go broke because I could not make money. I went broke because I did not understand what money really was." Ask people around the world what money is, and the answers are almost identical. Money is a medium of exchange. Money is used to buy things. Technically correct, but useless if your goal is to build wealth. Here is the deeper, more realistic definition. Money is the market's recognition of the value you create. A warehouse worker in the United States might earn $2,500 to $3,000 a month because that is the value the market places on that role. A software engineer might earn $8,000 to $15,000 a month because they provide rarer and more complex value. A content creator, athlete, or entertainer might earn hundreds of thousands because they generate attention, influence, and commercial impact. Money does not reward effort. Money rewards value. That is why some people work extremely hard yet remain financially stuck, while others appear relaxed and earn several times more. The difference is not luck. The difference is the value being exchanged. Money does not come because you want it. It comes because the market sees you as worthy of receiving it. Think about how your last month went. Your salary arrived. Maybe for a moment, you felt secure, and the difference between these two determines your financial path. If income is greater than expenses, you grow financially. If expenses exceed income, you fall behind. If income rises but lifestyle rises faster, you become poorer despite earning more. But then the expenses began. Rent, bills, groceries, transportation, unexpected errands, meals out, digital subscriptions, a product on sale that you bought without thinking, a night out that was not planned. Before long, your account was nearly empty. It is the same cycle every month. Because the truth about money is simple. Money comes in when you create value. Money leaves when you consume. This is why someone earning $6,000 a month in New York can still live paycheck to paycheck, while someone earning $2,500 in a rural area can slowly build savings and stability. The key factor is not income. The key factor is the amount you keep. Some people spend 10 years at work and still have nothing to show for it. Not because they lack discipline, not because they lack opportunity, but because they are trapped in what the world calls the rat race. I once spoke with an engineer in California, earning $9,000 a month. The moment he lost his job, he had to borrow money just to cover minimum payments on his credit cards. He was not struggling because he earned too little. He was struggling because he had no safety net. That is the rat race. Running endlessly without moving forward. You cannot pay rent, you cannot pay bills, you cannot buy food, you cannot afford emergencies. You start using credit cards, loans, and debt. The rat race is not a job. It is a financial loop where your survival depends entirely on your next paycheck. If your paycheck is delayed by even 1 month, money management is not about calculations, it is about psychology. And psychology is exactly what causes most people to lose money. The third trap is dopamine spending. Purchases create instant excitement. Saving creates no immediate feeling at all. So the brain chooses the quicker reward. The first trap is lifestyle inflation. As income increases, desires and spending increase faster. The fourth trap is avoidance. Avoiding your bank statement, avoiding the true numbers, avoiding responsibility. And avoidance always leads to financial decline. The second trap is social comparison. Seeing success and luxury on social media pushes people to spend beyond their means. Escaping financial struggle is not magic, it is structure. The first step is to face your spending. Track every expense for 30 days. Not with the intention to fix it yet, but to understand it. Learn high-demand skills. Improve your profession. Become specialized. Build something that can scale. A digital product, a service, a system, a portfolio. Money flows to value always. The second step is to structure your money. Give your income boundaries and categories. Clarity prevents chaos. The fifth and most important step is increasing your value. To earn more, you must become more valuable. The third step is to build an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living costs in cash savings. This is your financial shield. Without it, every unexpected event becomes a crisis. The fourth step is practicing delayed desire. Use the 48-hour rule for non-essential purchases. Most of the time, the desire fades quickly, and so does the impulse to waste money. Money lessons are not only found in the stories of wealthy celebrities, they also come from ordinary people around the world. Another story comes from a rideshare driver in Chicago earning about $3,000 a month. Despite his modest income, he had zero debt and a $10,000 emergency fund. He once told me, "I am not afraid of being poor. I am afraid of not being prepared." For example, during a project in the United States, I met a hotel housekeeper who earned around $2,600 a month. Every month, she saved a small portion, sometimes only $50 or $100. She continued consistently for more than a decade. Eventually, she saved enough to make a down payment on a small house. Meanwhile, many professionals earning $7,000 or $8,000 a month still lived paycheck to paycheck. Not because they were irresponsible, but because modern expenses and lifestyle habits quietly consumed everything they earned. These stories remind us that you do not need to be rich to manage money well. But you must manage money well if you ever want to be rich. Many people ask how they can earn an extra $1,000 a month, but that is not the real question. Just as Mike Tyson could not manage $300 million, wealth does not begin with earning. Wealth begins with understanding, discipline, and control. You must learn to keep money before learning how to multiply it. The real question is, how can I stop losing money every month? Default text, because if you cannot handle $1,000, you will not be able to handle $10,000. And if you cannot manage $10,000, you will not manage $100,000. Once you understand the nature of money, once you understand your value, once you gain clarity over your financial life, and once you eliminate the psychological traps holding you back, you will discover something powerful. Financial freedom does not begin when you finally become rich. Financial freedom begins the moment you stop being afraid of running out of money, because when the fear disappears, you regain control over your finances, your decisions, your life, and your future.